count them later, but I 4 3-point plays, driving to the basket was, you seem to really have intent to get to the rim. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, just trying to attack their switches, attack the mismatches, get into the paint, draw fouls, and end up finishing. But I think we did a really good job of just attacking the paint, all of us. It created threes for us, but then it also just created more free throws, and paint touches always do well for us.
Paige, there was a big run to close the game. Just what were some of the things that you liked about that late fourth quarter run?
We just took pride on the defensive end. We made things difficult for them. I thought JJ and Zaz set the tone with the ball pressure and getting out of passing lanes and making things difficult for the guards. And then that helps post-play defense, too, if you put ball pressure on the ball. So I think it was just a team. All 5 were on a string. We were playing really connected, and it was really our defense that changed the momentum.
Maddy, you've come back with such confidence since your injury. You're shooting with a lot of confidence. You're playing both ends of the floor. You had that look late for 3, missed the first one, and got it almost the exact same spot, I think, for the second one. How does kind of the way that you've been playing feed into your willingness to take that shot after missing the previous?
Yeah, I just feel like, my teammates work really hard. We work really hard to get an open shot. So, you practice that every day. I thought it was in the second it left my hand, but luckily JJ got 1-2 plays later and hit it. So, I was happy for her.
For Paige, obviously it's a team game that goes without saying, but when 2 stars are trading buckets like you and Kelsey were, can you speak to the competitive drive between you two?
Yeah, I mean, we're actually pretty good friends, and so the best way to show respect and have that mutual competitive fire against each other is to go at each other, and so it's fun competing against the best. She's one of the best guards in the league, and it's fun to go back and forth within a team basketball game.
If I can follow up on that, how fun is it to go against someone you call a friend like that? How fun is it to go head-to-head in such a competitive game like that?
Very fun.
This could really be for either one of you. How does the home crowd or the home fans impact your team's performance and your energy throughout this game?
Maddy?
They're great. I mean, just showing up every single night. I think everyone felt the energy in that gym, especially the last 2 minutes. They're just great. So just to have that behind you and you feel that, you feed off of that, is just great.
Maddy, Paige kind of touched on it, but JJ and Isaiah came on, filled the game late. That big run, for the most part, it was for first, second, third year players on the floor. What does that tell you as you guys look towards the future of what this group can do?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a great spot. Obviously, this doesn't feel good today, but you look and whatever we were down, they were up 16. We came all the way back. But JJ and Zal, they're always ready. So a lot of kudos to them because that's a tough position to be in. You never really know what your team's going to need for you, but those guys are always ready, especially on the defensive end. I thought they really brought it tonight.
Paige, tonight you became the second fastest WNBA player to score 500 points, 100 assists, 100 rebounds. I think all year you've shown that you're ultimately a team player, but at what point can you kind of look back and reflect on the year and kind of about what you've done?
It's hard to reflect when you're in the middle of it, because you're just so focused on what every day looks like for you, and that's never, as a team, it's never how many points are you going to score, it's how can we contribute to winning on any given night, whether it's 0 points or 10 points or 20 points, whatever that may be. So for me, it's just all about how can I be the best teammate and how can I be the best leader and how can we all contribute to winning. So that's really, that doesn't really answer your question, but that's really all the reflection is about.
Paige, you led your team with 29 points tonight. Even though the result didn't go your team's way, what positives can you take away from the performance and the way you guys competed?
Yeah, just when we really lock in and take pride on the defensive end, it's really hard to score on us, and I think we did really good things on offense tonight. We scored 96 points, and we shot pretty well from the field. So there's a lot of positives to take away from it. I think we're going to look at the film, look at what we can do better defensively, and then honing on things on offense. But, yeah.
Okay, we've got Rob on the Zoom. Rob, are you there?
Recording in progress.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, cool. Rob Tianzi from the Postgame Finish. Paige, the wing showed a lot of fight with you, Maddy, and the team banding together.
against LA. So with the way you stepped up, how do you feel you put your actions behind your words as a leader? And how do you try to carry that forward with your teammates while focusing on your growth as a leader on and off the court?
Yeah, just staying in the possessions, always having something to coach, not getting affected by all the things that we can't control. But I think we really locked in the fourth quarter on what we could control, and that was our defensive effort, the pressure, the intensity at which we played with, the pace at which we played with. So just always staying that together and confident and connected throughout an entire game, because we know basketball is a game of runs, and at any point it can shift our way. But we forced it to shift our way in the fourth quarter, which is what I think we can take away with us.
We go to Jordan.
Hey ladies, Jordan from Television Sports. So I have two quick ones for both Maddy and Paige. First, how are you guys feeling physically? You've both been kind of dealing with injuries throughout the season, and it looked like tonight that you guys looked really great. It didn't feel like you guys were uncomfortable. And then also, even though you guys didn't get the win, it seems like you guys are getting better at executing down the stretch. So just talk about how you can continue that momentum in order to pull out these close wins.
Yeah, I just feel like, we're put in the position to succeed physically, so obviously practice, the trainers, the coaches put you in the position physically to succeed, so just kind of relying on that. And, I think as a team, we're growing and we're growing in the right direction. Obviously, we would like to win every close game that we're in, but I think there's definitely a lot of positives to take away from today.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, good. We'll
Thank
switch to questions for Coach in the room before we go to Zoom. So, okay. There you go. Matt, you want to say?
Yeah, Chris, can you talk about late in the third, the turnovers kind of started piling up, and how that contributed to the larger lead than you would have liked to have faced?
Yeah.
Heading into the fourth?
Yep, got to take care of the ball. I thought some turnovers there. And then I thought, too, some missed layups that then turn into baskets on the other end, threes even tonight. So just those swings. We've got to find ways to really continue to take care of the ball and put ourselves in a position to not have to fight and claw back, right? I love coming in here and hearing everyone say, I love your fight, you guys don't give up. But, we've got to continue to put 40 minutes together. And, yeah.
You had a lot of success with that smaller lineup offensively, but the rebounding, especially for the Sparks on the offensive end, was pretty successful. How do you kind of balance, like, when you've got a group that has some juice, but then you're obviously giving way for something else?
Yeah, and you're aware of it, right? We talk about it in the huddle, like with this lineup. It's a group effort, right? That gang rebounding is what we talk about. But that was a difference in the game, right? It was the battle of the boards and then putting him to the free throw line 25 times. But yeah, I mean, and that, off the free throw line, that one's a backbreaker, right? So it's just a game of possessions, and you want those possessions back. So it just goes to show we still have areas to grow and continue to just play each possession and finish each possession.
Feels like Aisha has had a nice string of games here late. What's been clicking there for her in the front court?
Yeah, I think she's just extremely confident in herself and in her role and loving leading this youthful group. So, she shows up every day with just this contagious positive energy. And you're seeing it on the floor, right? So the way she shows up and how she approaches it and how she keeps this team connected in the locker room is directly translating to her play on the floor. So just loving what she's giving us off the bench in terms of a veteran who can continue to keep us organized, and defensively she just really helps us. She just has a voice on that end of the floor and keeps everyone engaged and connected.
Joey.
When you looked at Kelsey's game, she kind of started to find her rhythm midway through the game there. Can you just speak about your defensive effort against her tonight?
Yeah, she's a great player, extremely crafty, uses her body well, and just can really get to the paint. So you've got to mix it up with her, right? I mean, we threw some different looks at her in terms of throwing two bodies at her, switching a little bit, settled into, JJ on her a ton. And I thought JJ battled like crazy. I thought she did a really, really good job holding her own against her. She's a tough player to contain. We'll get 2 more cracks at her here in the next week.
In the back.
Coach, James and Quinterly were both huge off the bench for y'all tonight in the second half. How important was their energy and production in keeping you in the game, and how do you see the depth playing a role into as the season goes on?
Yeah, they were great, right? They were ready. They infused us with energy on both sides of the ball, and so just proud that they continue to stay committed to the process of being a pro and showing up every day and being ready when their number is called and not feeling sorry for themselves if this game they didn't play this much or the next game. Like they're so steady as rookies in how they show up and how they approach it. So just really proud of them. And that being said too, again, that's a growth area for all of us, right? It's, we're trying to find more consistency, right? We want to know what we're going to get from everyone every night. But the reality is sometimes you don't. And so it's nice to be able to have depth and have some options. And so again, everyone's just got to stay ready and stay prepared. And our team is really connected that way. And really, everyone was just as happy for JJ and Isaiah. So that team is super connected in that locker room.
Everybody talks about Paige glowingly about making the right play and how unselfish she is, but it seemed like tonight when team needed it most, she really put them on her back and forced the issue offensively. To see her have a game like that and make some of the frankly ridiculous plays she was making, do you want to see her continue to build on that for the stretch?
Yeah, absolutely, right? She's got to find that balance, but everyone knows she's capable of doing what she did tonight. And so, again, I was just proud that we talked about it. She just played downhill. She got into the paint and was just dominating the paint. So just extremely proud of her. And just to be able to, what she's doing right now is just insane, right? It's franchise record, right? For most assists in a rookie season, 500 career points, second fastest. Just, to be able to be around that and to continue to support her and help her grow on and off the floor. I'm just grateful to be a part of it and continue to help her get even better.
Grant?
JJ finished with 9 assists. Just what were some of the things you saw from her kind of as the game went on, particularly in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, one, the defense. I just loved that she was competing like crazy and everyone else was feeding off of her. And then, again, she got her pace up, got her tempo up. I thought she got into the paint, and then I thought she sprayed it well. And then I love that, she is a great shooter. And so I love that, she stepped in confidently, catch and shoot when the ball was out there. So she passed up on one, but then she steps up late and hits a big one. So she can do that. So I want her to continue to feel confident and just keep feeling that balance, right? Sometimes she goes in there and there's a bunch of bodies and gets her shot blocked at times. But I want her to remain confident attacking the paint and then just continuing to make the read and make simple plays.
Rashad?
Just what are some small things that you saw that you could take into next week's game? And also I know you've already talked about them in this game, but just talk about the rookies and how they've been this entire season. Whenever their names are called, whether it's Paige, Zaza, or JJ, being able to step up for those players, whether it's like Reek or somebody like that being out.
Yeah, we've got a special rookie class here, and the experience that they're all getting is fantastic, right? And it's just going to make our foundation even stronger. All these minutes that are logging and all these experiences that they're getting in these games is just going to make this team an even stronger team as we continue to grow forward together. As far as taking positives and taking things from this game to next, we explored all sorts of different coverages defensively, but ultimately I'm taking our intensity from the fourth quarter, and I want them to know just how hard it is. That team is really good. They are one of the best offensive teams in the league, right? They just have so many talented players that can score inside and out. So they challenge you nonstop, attacking closeouts, getting pieces of the paint, and spraying. And so you just got to be ready to guard and beat them to spots, and then get out to the arc and then scramble and give multiple efforts. So we're taking that with us out on this road trip.
Okay, and then last one to Rob on the Zoom.
Thank you, Rob T. Youngson from the Podium Finish. Coach, with one of the youngest rosters in the league, we saw this team beat Indiana earlier this week and nearly rally against LA tonight. So, what are some ways you're looking to sustain that positivity from your players this week and carry this momentum going forward?
Yep. Just, again, continuing to grow every day, get in the film room, clean it up, get even more consistent, try to limit our slippage, and just continue to stay together in that locker room. I'm just excited about this group and how we're growing on and off the floor together.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you, Grant.
Thank you, guys.